For decades, Zambia's economy moved through cycles of external support. The 2020 debt default changed that. It forced a harder question. How does capital truly serve development? Zambia's future depends on diversification led by stronger industries and resilient businesses. Traditional finance, however, moves too slowly, too cautiously. Impact investing offers a different model. It brings capital that delivers financial returns and measurable progress to the fore. But capital alone is not enough. Without coordination, it fragments, clustering in familiar sectors, missing the businesses that need it most. The missing middle comprises enterprises seeking between $25,000 and $5 million. For them, preparation matters as much as funding. But momentum is building. Since 2021, Zambia has attracted over $1.4 billion across more than 100 impact transactions. Development finance institutions remain key, but domestic capital is now entering the market. At the center of this shift is Nabi Zambia, working alongside the Bank of Zambia. One major question is, how does capital reach real businesses without slowing their growth?
The genesis of the National Advisory Board for Impact Investment Zambia started in 2018 when we convened a multi-stakeholder task force. And this task force was drawn from a variety of key players in the ecosystem, and it included regulators, development partners, as well as private sector actors. The next thing we did was to map the impact investment ecosystem in Zambia around these 5 pillars of policy, demand for impact investment capital, supply for impact investment capital, intermediation of impact investment capital, and then the enablers pillar, looking at the entities that support actors in the sector. The mapping of the ecosystem enabled us to put together now a strategy document which has governed the direction that the National Advisory Board has been following. And because of that, one of the key outcomes was the realization that actually there is appetite in terms of supply of capital. There is also appetite in terms of demand, but what was missing is the vehicle to connect the demand and supply. And this culminated into us putting together what we are calling the Small Business Growth Initiative, which is supported by the central bank, who has put in about 5 billion kwacha. This is meant to help SMEs in Zambia access more affordable finance.
A built-in credit guarantee covers up to 80% of loans, shifting decisions from collateral to potential. Default rates hold near 8%, stronger than many developed markets. Manufacturing, agriculture, renewable energy, digital innovation. Nearly half of all supported entrepreneurs are women, a signal that inclusive growth is by design, not by default.
Before I came into contact with Nabi, I used to do business as usual, and business as usual for me, what it looked like was just paying people for the work that they did. We used to use a lot of excessive chemicals to get stains out. Something that we benefited largely was the training that we attended with regards to the ESGs. And one thing that I learned from that meeting was how I can use my business to empower the people that I work with. I work with domestic workers, and these are people that I am currently paying above the minimum wage. And I'm also providing an environment where they can still put their cleaning skills to good use without harming the environment in which they're operating in. We started using more sustainable products, eco-friendly products, and also using cleaning techniques that protect the environment as compared to causing harm.
First of all, Nabi stands as a neutral platform, a go-in between the public as well as the private sector, as far as progressing the impact investing agenda in Zambia is concerned. We serve as a thought leader with regards to knowledge development. So coming to policy lobbying and advocacy, there are a number of policy reforms, for instance, that we are also proposing with a number of market regulators like the Pensions and Insurance Authority as well as the central bank, through some of our initiatives such as the Small Business Growth Initiative, to be specific on the agricultural financing reform side of things. We also save in the space for providing capacity building for small and growing businesses, ensure that we raise more awareness on sustainability issues.
In a quest to become a business that's very sustainable and that improves the quality of service that the workforce produces, we went digital, and bringing convenience to customers and also safety to the people that we work with. After training and vetting them, we realized that that is what our growth looks like. As much as we're trying to protect the environment, we're also trying to protect the people that we work with. These are both the cleaners as well as the customers that we work with.
For me, what impact investment means that we're structuring interventions which are aligning the private sector interest with public sector interest. We are looking at investments which are able to deliver a financial return, but also have an impact on the challenges that society has. The environment, the SDGs, basically transforms the private sector mindset, and the private sector activity become more aligned with the development objectives of the country.
My appeal to NABI would be for them to host more workshops that train businesses as mine on ESGs, so that businesses can practice more sustainable ways of doing business and so that they can protect the environments in which they operate in.
Just to round it up, we also interface with a number of impact investors to ensure that we help raise the profile of Zambian small and growing businesses and showcase that pipeline to them for potential investments. And we have been able to raise over $44 million through the Zambia Impact Investment Summit with a number of partners.
A central bank, a national platform, private investors aligned around one goal. Zambia's impact economy is not a concept. It is already taking shape, and its potential is only beginning.